will believe that such a well-natured lady will turn to a tiger who is ready to attack? She's ready to attack because she has been pushed to the wall. That is what we are seeing in episode 43 of The Danger Signs We Ignore, also known as Another Worst Mistake in Marriage. And we continue from where we stopped last week. As you can see, Angel is not taking it lying low anymore. She has decided not to keep quiet. She has decided not to play safe anymore. She's decided to throw all caution to the wind because she feels it's only one life. And also, it's only one other side of life. But we see here that the mother and the son are not willing to take no for an answer. So please go ahead and give this video a like and also subscribe to the channel because we are here to give you all the tea that happened in this particular episode. And of course, please do well to watch all the way to the end because you are going to see something shocking. Now, the mother told Kizito to please calm down because this angel she is seeing is not the same angel that she has always known. She's the one who is ready to do anything it takes to get revenge. And he now told his mother he has to tame this animal because he can see that all the drugs that he gave her is still in her system. So because of that, he's not taking chances. But on the contrary, Angel told him that no, this animal cannot be tamed. She now gave them another warning and then she ran upstairs with her instruments. And of course, that was the scare of their life because they didn't even expect that Angel would do that. He now told his mother that, can you see what has become of Angel? Can you see what she has done to him? The mother now looked at him and said, what? You are the one who's always been playing the Mr. Macho, the Mr. Confident. Why are you trying to run back like a little rat that's scared? That is Angel. You have seen it. This is Angel. And we will begin to see in episode 44 that Angel is not done. She is going to begin to open all her can of strategies to bring Kizito to his knees. That's what's going to happen. And I believe that Kizito and his mother will not be able to win because evil will not win. It's only good and only God that will win. Here we see Jeff with his accomplice. Remember I told you that I actually had an inkling that it was Jeff that did the setup. Yeah, it wasn't George. That could only be the work of Jeff. And now, because it had fallen through and flopped, he's really annoyed. He now wondered, why did they go after the wrong target? But meanwhile, the guy told him that you are the one that's at fault. You gave us the house address, showed us where to come, showed us the car, but you didn't give us a picture. So how would we know that that's not the person to attack? And I'm thinking, guys, you were planning something, you didn't even give him the picture of the person to hijack? That's an incomplete plan. In as much as I don't even support any form of this kind of violence. But you see, any man who has decided to go against the law of God, who has decided to sow evil seeds, will reap evil seeds. He will reap it and harvest evil seeds upon his head. But it's just a pain that it was Balaji that got into this particular trap. And he said, well, he's even happy that at least it was Balaji because Balaji in himself is not a good guy. He keeps on giving Kizito bad advice. So he's happy that that happened. So the guy now said, okay, what are we going to do now? Should we go back and hit him? He said, no, we need to give it time because right now, Kizito will be expecting another counterattack. So it's better to just lie low. He wants that time to pass. And I said, okay, should we give it like a day or two? He said, no, you got to give it some time, some good spacing, because if not, it will be traced to them. He now said, okay, fine. Whatever you say is good. We will make sure we keep in touch. And then that was how he left. And Jeff was bothered. He was wondering at how is he going to ever cut this guy down to his size. He's wondering and is beginning to think. And I tell you, Jeff is going to come up with more crude ways to get Kizito. Now, whether that is going to work or not, we will find out in episode 44. Here we see Kizito waiting patiently for his friend BJ because he was told to go get the guinea fowl, the roasted guinea fowl, the one that they love to enjoy. But the guy has taken time and is wondering, when is he going to come back? He now took his phone and began to check on him. He called, but to his surprise, it was somebody else that picked the call, and they told him that his friend is in the hospital. He's been attacked. He sprang up and wondered how, why did this happen? Asked for the address of the hospital, and he now started planning to be on his way. The mother heard everything and was like, "What's going on?" He now said, "BJ has been attacked, so he has to go run along to see what's happening." The mother said, "How? Why? What?" He now said, "I can answer any of those right now." He now ran along to go and see what is going on with his friend. Now the mother is confused and transfixed and wondering, how? What has this attack got to do with you? She doesn't know that it's not because there was a mix up. Her son should have been the one attacked, because anyone who tries to do evil will be met with evil. And you, madam, you who is building and brewing and creating this monster, you are also going to receive a total result of your evil works. That's what's going to happen in episode 44. Now we see a house. Where is this? Oh, it's actually Flora's house. Flora goes to the door because she heard a knock at the door. She opens it up. Hmm, who is she seeing here? It's George. She asks him, "Who are you? Where are you from? Why are you here?" He said, "Well, I am George, Angel's ex-boyfriend." She now looked at him with a stern look, wondering what he was doing in her house. And then, both of them staring at each other, they now decided to go inside of the house. She now asked him, "What have you come here for? Why are you seeking me out? Why must you have my audience?" He now said, "Look, I'm here for the same reasons that you are in Angel's life." She now told him that, "I'm in Angel's life because I want to help her. That's why I'm in her life. Why are you here?" He now said, "Well, he's also here because he wants to help her. So he needs to get all the information, all the evidence against Kizito, and he just needs to know what has been their relationship with each other." She now said, "What? She's in no relationship with Kizito. He should please back off and leave her." He now said he understands. He's not trying to put them together again. He knows that's in the past, but he needs to get more information about their life, about their marriage. She now looked at him and said, "I've told you that." She said she is his ex-wife. What else do you need to hear from that? He now said, "I need the details. I need you to tell me what exactly caused the split. Why did you leave? What happened and everything?" She now said, "I don't want to remember any of these evil periods. I don't want to go back in time. It's something I want to cut off from my life." He now said, "Please, I understand how you feel. And I know you don't want to answer me, but I need these details. If we need to put Kizito in his place, and if we need to save Angel, we need this evidence. Please, could you tell me?" She now said, "Look, if it's actually for Angel, I would do anything for Angel." She now said, "Look, just for the purpose of Angel, I will decide to spare a thought." She now said, "Okay, this is it. It's such a very painful incident. In fact, Kizito is a beast. He's a monster. He's evil. He single-handedly killed her son. Yes, that he actually took him and threw him over the balcony. Oh my God, that is shocking. That is incredible. That is unbelievable. How could a man take his hands and throw his son over the balcony?" Even George can't believe this. He's like, "What? Why would such a man do that?" She said he saw his son as a rival. Why? Why would he do this? And you were here doing nothing? Why would you do this? Why would you take no action? She now said, what will she do? If you had done your research very well, you'll find out that she couldn't have done anything at that time. She had nobody to talk to, nobody to fall back on, nobody to help but herself. And she was threatened. So she didn't even want to get killed. She didn't have connections. How would she fight back? She couldn't fight Kizito and couldn't fight his mother because they did everything to shut out the case. She tried her best, but nothing happened. She now said, okay. He now said, okay, what we will now do is that we need to get all these details and fight back and deliver Angel from the hand of this evil man. She now said, okay, that's exactly what she wants to do. She is going to make this guy pay. She didn't have the wherewithal all this while. But right now, she had to decide in herself that what is she going to do? Is she going to be on a platter of gold for them to eat her as lunch? Or will she now begin to build herself? Begin to get to a point where they will not be able to hack her down? That when she has built herself to a point where she can take her hands and put it into Kizito's eyes and nothing will happen. And that's the stage where she is now. And he now said, okay, if that's what you want to do, let's put hands together and get this thing done. She said, yes, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. If it's for Angel, let's do it. That's what she said. And you're going to see this in episode 44 that Flora is going to get to the drawing table with George and they will begin to put together a master plan to get Kizito down to his knees because nobody does evil and doesn't reap it. They may look like they're getting away in the temporary circumstances, but I tell you, in the long run, it is going to be their doom. Yes, here we see Mr. Bolaji looking all bashed up. Can you see how he has all these things all over his head and his face? He is plastered all over. And Kizito is wondering, who could have done this to you? Why would they do this to you? Did you take note of them? He said no. He doesn't even know who they were. But the only thing he can gather is that they actually mistook him for Kizito. They mistook him. They mistook Kizito for him. That's the thing he can gather. Kizito was like, really? That means that this attack was meant for him. So, this is what they have tried to do. He now said and thought to his mind that he knows exactly who this person might likely be. And he is going to deal with that person. But you see, Balaji in his own right was like, why would this ever happen to him? The way they dealt with him was so terrible. They beat him so much. It pained, it hurt, it ached. He now said, don't worry. I know the people to blame for this. And I'm going to go hunt them down and deal with them. He now left. And now Bolaji was so pained that why would this ever happen to him? Why would they beat him like a thief? I'm like, yes, you are a thief. Of course, you are an indirect thief. Aren't you there as a sycophant to hail Kizito, to rob and massage his ego so that you can get money out of him? You got 3 million naira out of Kizito, so you should be happy with the outcome of your sycophancy. Well, I just hope you learn from this. Now we are back in Jeff's house, and Mr. Kizito came raging and ranting and making noise that you are the one. You came to attack his friend. How dare you do that? He now said, you have the audacity to come into my house to make such noise? What are you doing here? You cannot come in here and begin to make noise. He now said, I'm going to deal with you. He now tried to throw a punch. He missed. Then Jeff said, come again, try one more time. He tried again, and then he missed, and then they tried to hit him, and that's it. He missed again. He now began to try to hurl at him and begin to hold him down and beat him up. Now the mother heard the noise, came down the stairs and said, leave my son. She thought that Kizito was beating her son, but on the contrary, it was Jeff that was beating Kizito. She now said, please leave him, leave my son. He now said, no, you think I have the best of you? You think you've got the best of me? But while that was going on, Amma came and she was shocked. She was put in a frenzy. Can you see her face? That means that the trauma is back. The mother was screaming and shouting, and then, of course, she now began to relapse back into where she was before. Oh my God, she began to scream. The mother turned back and saw she was screaming. Oh, she was confused. What will she do? Even Jeff saw that Amma was screaming and running upstairs. He just had to leave Kizito alone, and they had to run and go and see what is going on with Amma because they don't want her to harm herself. Meanwhile, Kizito was left to go. No, he left, but here they are. They came to come and see what was going on with Amma, but Amma has an instrument in her hand and she's ready to attack. She's back in that same state. Oh my God, I thought she has come out of it. I thought she was healing, but right now this Kizito's move has put her 10 steps, 20 steps backwards. That's so terrible. That's so painful because right now she sees them as attackers and they say, no, it's us. It's Jeff. It's Mama. Don't you realize we are not the ones attacking? She said, no, don't come close. I'm going to deal with you if you come close. She said, no. He said, no, we are here. We are here as your family. Calm down. Calm down. But she refused. They tried to convince her, but she couldn't get it. They tried their best, but it looks like at a point, she was not going to listen. But eventually, as they tried to make her realize that's them, they now saw that she began to calm down. She began to, fidget and calm down. And then they were now seeing that she has started calming down. They now started talking and appealing to her conscience. And then she now began to relax. And then all of a sudden, she fell on the bed. And Jeff was like, no, what has happened to her? We hope she hasn't, gotten into a coma or something. He was so pained. And he said, oh, lady, we need to rush her to the hospital. The mother, too, was confused and they needed to take her to the hospital. Oh, thank God. Thank God that she's okay. Thank God that she's fine because the mother is calm now. And Kizito was like, the mother was like, oh, if anything happens to Oma, she herself will take Kizito down. And I'm like, mother, you've been making this claim so many times. When will you take that action? Then Jeff now said, well, he tried a trap, but the trap didn't work. It just kind of flopped. It was his friend that fell into the trap. The mother now said, what exactly are you saying? I told you to go deal with Kizito. You're telling me about Kizito's friend? What do you mean by this? He now said, well, he set a trap for him, but it just so happened that it flopped. It was his friend that got into the trap. She now said, right now, Kizito is cunning and they need to be as cunning as Kizito is. So they need to put all their heads together and see how they will make this work and get Kizito to his knees. She now said, well, in this situation, she really wishes to talk to Angel, but she can't reach Angel because she doesn't have a phone. And Jeff now said, no, there's a way we can reach her. We can send her a message. The mother said, yes, please inform her about every single thing. I want her to let her know. He now said, no, we shouldn't tell her because she's going to be tense. She now said, what are you talking about? Let her be tense. Everybody has to be tense to achieve what they want at this stage. He now said, okay, he'll go ahead and inform her. Now we're back to Madame Flora's house. She now told George to make sure he takes care of himself and not allow Kizito to get access to him because Kizito is really evil. He now said he should be telling her that because Kizito can come back for her too. He now decided to take his leave and she said, okay, take care. As he was on his way, she now decided to relax and watch a TV show. But on his way, as he was about to go, or as he was on his way going, he was looking for something. He found out that he forgot his wallet and he had to turn back. So he turned back and he went back on his way back to her place. And as she was watching her TV show, there was another knock on the door and she was like, oh, what exactly is that? Did he forget something? Because it was so soon. And then she looked across, saw that he forgot his wallet. Really bad, really bad. She now got up, took the wallet, went to the door, opened the door, and to her surprise, can you just imagine who she saw? She saw Kizito. Kizito is here. What is he here to do? Why is he here? We are going to find out that in episode 44. But let me give you a hint. Something really bad is going to happen to Kizito. Wait for it, and I'm going to give you all the tea as it comes.